I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, Alpha Villanea takes us into an enchanting world, a world of royalty and romance, in her wonderful book called Prince Juan. As Prince Juan embarks upon a time-sensitive quest to find his true love and assume his rightful place on the throne. This masterful author has woven a story of magic and trials into the love story, challenging our hero to prove his worth. We are delighted to have Alpha join us here today on Spotlight, and we ask viewers like you to support writers like her by subscribing to our channel. Alpha, thanks so much for being our guest today.
Thank you for having me, Logan.
My pleasure. I love this story. It's
Thank
such
you.
an enchanting tale. Tell the folks at home
Yes,
what Prince Juan is about.
yes. Actually, this is a bedtime story that's been passed on to generations in our family.
Mhm.
So it's a really very family. It's kind of like an heirloom story,
Yeah,
like an heirloom. Yeah, yeah. So I like how the fairy tale can actually um, make the kids actually, because this time kids are more on the gadgets and in the digital world, right?
right.
I believe that this story can actually bring them back to those times when we were actually telling stories to our little ones.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's so important to have a bedtime story. Get the kids to stop doing this and read a book to them instead. And a
Yes.
story like this is really enchanting. So this is a story you heard your whole life growing up as a child,
Yes,
read to
actually,
you?
this is a story that when my grandma told me when I was still a child.
Mhm.
So after I believe she stopped telling me story when I was like 9 years old. So it's
Yeah.
funny because even up to now at my age, I can still remember how she tells me the story and every
Yeah.
details of it. So yes,
And
it,
those are probably comforting memories, thinking of her sitting on the side of the bed and reading. Did she read the story or she just told you the story, I presume, right?
she just told me the story. There's
Right.
actually no book, nothing, because it was
Right.
just passed on from my grandfather to my mom, so to my mom to so it's
Right.
been passed on from generations in our family. So it was quite great, and it's interesting how the story like came around, and we
Exactly.
have a big family too. So
Right.
yes,
And it's nice you're able to preserve it because now it
yes,
is in print for not only your family to enjoy, but for other families to enjoy as well.
that's right, exactly, yes.
So tell the folks at home a little bit of the story of Prince Juan. Once upon a time, there was a lovely prince named Prince Juan. Tell them a little bit about the story.
Okay, so once upon a time, there was a prince who actually the only child that who wanted to become a king.
Hmm.
So upon this journey of becoming a king, his two parents, the king and the queen, wanted him to marry a girl who
Hmm.
is actually by their choice.
Right.
But then Prince Juan doesn't want to marry anybody that he doesn't love. So he chooses to a woman that he loves. So that's why he went into this journey, because that's what
Mhm.
the father wanted him to do. You have to go on a quest for you to be able to marry the princess that you love. You have to go in this quest, and then yes. So the rest is the yeah. So it
Wonderful.
was quite interesting of the adventures that he went through. It was
Exactly.
amazing. Yes.
And also, it shows the emotion of the book that he wants to choose his true love, not his obligation, not what he's told to do. And even if it
Yes.
means making great sacrifices, he's willing to do that for his love. So it's a classic tale that has
It
been
is,
told
yes.
from
And
generation to generation.
what's very more interesting about it, Logan, it's because like it tells a lot of magics and like fairy tale kind of thing, those stories, and it's very different because
Mhm.
back in the days when there's no TV, there's
Yeah,
no gadget, there's no digital word yet. So
right.
the imagination is quite different and very, very, like limitless. So it was quite interesting how the story goes on.
Absolutely. And that's going to spark imagination in children. They're laying there listening to you read the book. They're
Yes.
wide-eyed imagining this prince and this beautiful girl and all of the magic that takes place. And like you said, it's so important for kids today to get away from the screens, get away from the video games, pick up a book or have a book read to you and start using what's up here. So I think that's great. What made you
Yes.
decide to finally put this down onto paper and make it into a book?
Yes, so let me tell you how it all began. So, when my grandmother passed away, actually, I
Mhm.
was already in Canada, and I was really devastated that I was not able to see her one last time.
Mm,
And I thought that maybe I could do something for her. And then I remembered the bedtime story, so why not bring it to life and in memory of her and as a gift for one
absolutely.
last time. So that's when the Prince Juan came to life. So
Wonderful,
yeah.
wonderful. And she lives on in that story, which is wonderful.
Yes.
Absolutely. Have you had the opportunity to read this book to any children?
Actually, when that very first year that I actually published the book, I was able to read that in the library. So
Hmm.
it was amazing. It was a great experience. So I like it,
Yeah,
and I like how the kids could actually, like they have all their attention, and I can see how their eyes could imagine how the story goes and everything. So yes, it was fun. It's a fun
that's
journey.
great. Yeah, because you created this, it's based on your grandmother's words. And now
Yes.
here you are, and you get to see these beautiful faces lighting up with imagination and wonder as you read the book. That's wonderful. Is this the first time you've written a book or something like it?
Yes, it is actually the very first time. I don't really have any idea that I can write until I made the decision to bring this story to life. It
That's
was
funny.
quite a bit of a challenge because
Yeah,
translating them from our Cebuano dialect to English. So it's a lot of study,
right.
and I have to yes, a lot of study and research that I have to do. But it's a very fun journey that
Ab-
I went through.
Absolutely. And now, are you thinking about writing any other books now that you've gotten the bug a little bit?
Yes.
Okay,
After
great.
I published this first book, I was actually so inspired. I was very, very inspired to write another one. So there is actually a second one that's coming up. It's
Mhm.
titled It's Hard to Be a Woman, and it's a memoir. So I hope you guys are going to check it out. And I'm very, very happy that it's the Prime 7 Media Publishing is going to do it for me. Another
Excellent.
dream come true for me in this stage. So, yay.
Wonderful. That's wonderful. And when do you think that book might be complete? Have you finished writing it already?
I'm on. I actually did finish writing it. I'm just on the stage of editing part. So yes,
Great.
it's quite a lot of chapters. So
Terrific, terrific. Well, looking
yes,
forward to reading that too. And hopefully I can talk to you again when that book comes out. That'd be wonderful. Tell
thank
me,
you.
have you envisioned Prince Juan as a Disney movie, perhaps? I mean, I think Disney's got a lot of princess movies. I think they need a prince movie just to be fair, don't you think?
Yes, I actually did.
Yeah.
And in fact, I actually submitted the story to one of the TV, like from Hollywood to movie, and
Hmm.
it's from
Like from script to
sorry, I
screen
cannot
kind of
forget the
thing.
yes.
Yep.
So I hope it will be there, but
Yep.
I'm not sure when it's gonna be happening. But at
Right.
least I submitted the story, and they were really very excited to yes, the tail flick. They're very very excited that they have the Prince Juan's book. So we'll see how
Wonderful.
it goes.
Yeah, and once you put your work out there by publishing this book, you never know whose hands it's going to wind up in. You know, it could wind up in Steven Spielberg's
That's
hands,
right.
and he's reading it to his grandkids one night, and he's like, "Why don't I turn this into a movie?" So hopefully, Hollywood, if you're listening, Prince Juan would be a great movie. So let's get it done.
Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, before we leave today, just wanted to see if there's anything else you want the audience to know about Prince Juan and your work.
Yes. So actually, I aside from my book, actually, I have a art exhibit for the very first time that I'll be doing on September 7th. And of course, I am going to actually introduce my book once again to the audience as well.
Hmm.
And after that one, hopefully in the next 2 to 3 months, I'd be able to introduce my second book, which is It's Hard to Be a Woman. So I'm really looking forward for all those opportunities that's coming on my way. It's
Exciting.
exciting journey.
That is exciting. You've got this book, you've got the next book coming out, you've got an art exhibit coming up. So that is
Yes.
wonderful. And in the art exhibit, will it be your artwork or it'll be a friend's artwork? Or tell me about that.
The which sorry?
Oh, you said
Oh.
you're going to be an art exhibition. Is it an exhibition of your artwork?
No, this will be the exhibition of the artwork that I started collecting. So all these
Okay.
artwork are actually from the Philippines.
Okay.
So yes, so it's very interesting because actually one talent will lead you to another.
Yep.
So what happened was is that when I decided to write my second book, I wanted it to be a Filipino artist who's gonna do the book cover for me.
Hmm.
But then, as I was looking and searching for anyone who could do the artwork for me, I can't find anyone. So what led me to these people who are doing all these paintings? So I was immediately captured to it, and I said like, why not try and collect these paintings and share the Filipino culture through of art. So
Wonderful. And
yeah.
is that some of the artwork behind you that we're looking at?
Yes,
It's
and there's still
wonderful.
more, but that's
It's
my wall doesn't
beautiful.
have any more space.
Well, it's wonderful. It's beautiful. It's colorful. It's very vivid. And I'm sure that exhibition you are hosting is going to be really, really wonderful. Alpha, thank
Thank
you
you.
so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Thank you, Logan. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. And for the folks at home, one more time, the name of this book is Prince Juan.
Prince Juan.
That's
Yes.
right. And Prince
Yes.
Juan embarks upon a quest to find his true love and assume his
Yes.
rightful place on the throne. It
A
includes
fairy tale
magic.
story that everyone can surely enjoy. Yes.
Absolutely. It's a classic tale, and we're glad that Alpha has put it down onto paper. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on
Thank
Spotlight.
you, Logan.
Thank you.
Have a good day.